In this video, we will learn how to import data from a text file. Text file is one of the most commonly used file format while storing data. Now in our example, the central region is giving us the details of customers in a text file. So we will be using this file titled customer data underscore central.txt for the purpose of this example. You can find this file in the resources. When I open this file in Notepad, you need to notice two most important things. One is whether this file has headers or not. So we notice that there are headers in this file and those headers are in the first row of the file. Second thing to notice is the delimiter. That is what separates data in the first column from the data in the second column. In this file, the delimiter is tab. So in a CSV file, that is a comma separated value file, the delimiter is often a comma. In this particular file, the delimiter is tab. Apart from that, all these columns are the same that we saw when we were manually inputting data using the data grid input step. Now let us learn how to input data from this text file into PDI. This is the same transformation that we had created in the last video. Now below this manual input step, I'll drag and drop the text file input step. Now to configure this step, we will double click on it. Now again, you can give this step a name. So I'll name it as central data from text file. So this is the data of central region and we are getting it from a text file. Now you can see there are several tabs. We have to configure some of the tabs out of these. The first is file tab, in which we have to specify the text file from where we'll be getting the data. So either you can manually enter the location of the file or the directory, or you can browse it by clicking this button. You have to go to the location of the downloaded text file on your system. So this is the location of my text file. I would suggest that you copy and paste this location in some text editor on your system so that you do not have to reach this location every time we have to select a file or a folder. Because in the coming videos also, we'll be selecting the other files also which are present in this folder, and every time PDI will be opening the same initial location. So you'll have to open this location manually every time. So my suggestion is you copy paste this location into a text editor from where you can copy paste it here later on. So this is the customer data underscore central.txt file. We select this and click on OK. Now note that when you click on OK there, the file location is filled here, but you need to click this add button and get the file location in this selected files window. Only when the file is added in this window, only then it will be read. If you leave it here, it won't be read. The idea of having a separate selected files window is you can add multiple files by browsing and adding them. And if all of these files have the same structure, that is the same fields and the field types, all of that data will be imported simultaneously. So we have selected this file. I'll tell you about this regular expression in the next video when we will be importing data from multiple text files. This other option of accepting file names from previous step is used if the step prior to this text file input step, if we have a step here which can give the file location to this text file input step, then we have to tick it. But right now we are separately giving the location of the text file. I'll show you how we can use a separate step to get the file location and then use this checkbox to get the file location added here. For now, our file tab is set. The next tab is content. Here you have to select either CSV or fixed. So if it is a fixed width file, you have to select fixed. Ours is a delimited file, so we have CSV here. The separator is not a semicolon, but you cannot add a tab by pressing a tab because that will take you to the next text box. So instead of that, you have to click on this insert tab button. Now if you select this, you can see that there's a tab inserted here. Apart from that, ensure that if there is a header, you have to tick it and you have to mention how many number of rows are headers. In the format, by default DOS is selected, but most of the times we are not sure what is the format of our file. So it is always safe to select mixed here. In that scenario, PDI will decide on its own what format it is. Lastly, make sure that the limit is set to 0, which means that it will be importing all the rows in our text file. If you want to limit the number of rows that you are importing, you can set a limit to it. So if I write 100 here, it will only import the first 100 rows from our text file and not import the other rows. But if I keep it at 0, it will import all the rows. We are not setting error handling here. We'll be discussing error handling in the later part of the course. No need to set the filters. This tab is important, in which we have to mention all the fields, that is all the variables that will be coming in. But the good thing is, when we are reading a file, we can get the fields from the header row of that file. So if you click on get fields, it will ask how many lines to read to understand the fields of the file. So reading 100 lines is sufficient. And you can see that we do not need to manually enter the fields. PDI automatically captures the field name, its type, length and other things automatically. You can note that, as I've told you earlier, age should have been an integer. But there can be issues in this column, and there is some issue, which is why it is showing as a string. Similarly, the postal code is set as integer, but we want it to be a string. So we'll make these changes and rectify all of it. We'll change it to string and change the length of this to 10. Customer name is 50. Segment is 20. Age is 10. country is 25, city is 50, state is 50, postal code is 10, and region is 10. No need to specify the format and precision for string type of variable. So these are the field names and the field types and the corresponding length of the field. Once you have set this, you can preview the data. How many rows do you want to preview? I think 100 would be sufficient. And you can see that this is the same data that we have in the text file. You can compare that the first row is actually Harold Pavlan. So it seems that this step is correctly extracting the data from the text file, and we have this data in PDI now. Click on OK, and that's it. Just to highlight, if you want to select a subset of the data, that is, you do not want to get all the fields, you can remove this region field, and then this step will only be reading the first 8 columns. If you remove the 8th column also, this step will be reading only the first 7 columns. However, you won't be able to remove any column from the middle. So if you want to remove the age column, that would not be possible. It will either give an error or load wrong data in the wrong column. So you can remove the last columns using this method, but not any column in the middle. I'll show you a way in which you'll be able to remove columns from the middle also. The other thing which I told you is, if you want to limit the number of rows, you can select a limit parameter here. So in this way, you can select a subset of your data. So if you want lesser rows, you can put limit. If you want lesser columns, you can remove those fields from here. However, it is better to get the entire data when you are reading the text file, and then use separate steps to either filter the rows or to remove the columns from the middle. With this, we have learned how to input data from a single text file. In the next video, we will learn how to input data from multiple text files.